Hello guys, this is Vinayak and in this video we'll talk about a class and object. So let's assume we are building a home. So before we build a home, we need a structure, a blueprint, right? So who will build the building? The builder will build the building based upon our requirement. Builder will build that building. When we try to create an object, so object here, that home is the object. In case of Java, when you try to create an object, so JVM will ask what is the property and behavior of this object. So we have to provide that property and behavior, then JVM will create an object for us. So how we'll provide the property and behavior? Through the class. Since every object has some property and behavior, so let's assume a phone. Every phone has its logo, its name, its camera, switches, flashlights. So this is how the phone looks like, the color, height, weight. So these are considered as the variable in Java. And the behavior, what this phone can do. This phone can call, this phone on this phone we can play a game, in this phone we can capture a photo. So these are the behavior of that phone. These features we can use through that phone. So every object, like this phone, every object has property and behavior, and through the class, this is the class structure. So here we can provide behavior and the properties in that class. So in the class, since we have an object, we have to use it, right? So how to use it? We have to provide some methods. We have to provide some properties and behavior, so that this object will behave like this. After getting a basic idea on class and object, let's go to our console and we'll try to create a class and we'll use that class through an object. So okay, so I've created a main method. Let me create a class calculator. So this is the syntax of it, class. So we have to create the object of that class. For that, let me create an object reference. This is the reference of object. This is not the actual object. This is the reference. Okay. So to create the object calculator, we have to use the keyword new. Okay. Is there any other way to create an object rather than new? The answer is no. So we can't use any other method to create an object. We have to use new keyword, because this new keyword is responsible to allocate the memory to that object. Okay. So new calc. Okay. So this is the constructor of that class. So every class has its default constructor. JVM will provide the default constructor, and we can provide our own constructor. Like we can override the constructor. We can actually write this two line in a single line. Let me do that. Okay. So in one line, in single line, we have created calculator object. So now what is next? It object does. So what exactly? Okay. So what is next? So our object, each object knows something and does something. So what this calculator object knows? Let me create some variables. Let integer num1 and num2 and result. Okay, so this class knows about num1 first number, knows about second number, and knows about the result. Will provide num1, num2, that this class, and this class will give us a result. How? We have to provide the behavior so that this class will behave like this. Let's assume, okay, let's take this class will this calculator class will add the number. Okay, so we have to provide the behavior. For that, let me create a method add. Okay, this is how we have to provide the method name, round bracket, and open and curly braces, open and closed curly braces. This is the syntax. And we have to provide some extra stuffs, that is return type void. Since we are not going to return anything, but we'll provide void. Okay, and the access specifier, let me define public here. Okay, later we'll discuss about public and void. So as of now, let's give the behavior to that method. This add method will add these two number and it will store the value to the result. So the result equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, so let's perform the operation, that addition of two number. Before that, we have to provide the value to num1 and num2. So how we'll provide num1 equal to, let's say, 5 and num2 equal to 10. Okay, so since this num1 and num2 is the property of calculator, and this is a separate class, and we are accessing the properties from a different class, that is object demo. So how to access that? We can't access directly from one class to another class. We can't access the properties of one class inside another class directly. So we have to use the object of that particular class. Okay, calculator dot num1 equal to 5 and calculator dot num2 equal to 10. Okay, now we assign the value to that variable, and I want to print the value. For that, okay, inside print, I want to print the value, that is result. Since we are accessing the result, that the property of calc class, we need to access through the object. Calculator dot result. If I run the code now, we'll get 0 without performing any operation. It will provide us 0. So what is 0? 0 is the default value of integer. So JVM will provide the default value to each variables. Depending upon their data type, it will provide the default value. So for integer, their default value is 0. So in this case, we are not expecting 0. We want 15. So we have to perform that addition operation. For that, calc dot add, I'll call that add method. So this add method will add this two number. Okay, so let's run the code. see we are getting 15. So in this program, JVM will start from main method. So first this line will be executing this main method. After this main method, we have to write the code sequentially so that it runs smoothly without giving us the error. Since we are going to use the properties and behavior of calculator class, for that first we need to create an object. So that we created in line number 14, we have created the calculator object, then we provided the value to that to the properties of that calculator class. Then we want the behavior, this class will behave like this, so we call the behavior, then we printed the value. So I hope you get some basic idea about class and object. If you like the video, please do like, subscribe and share the channel. Thank you.